Okay, so change of scenery. The main reason is I just moved houses, so there's actually boxes everywhere, so I can't actually have a good setup for now. Hopefully by the next video I will. But in today's video, I mainly wanted to talk about finances, and this is something I feel like is a really important thing to discuss, because a lot of people don't know why I don't post fit pictures. They don't know why I don't really do pickup videos a lot. Not saying I don't buy a lot of clothes, I do, but I just don't do a lot of pickup videos, and we'll get into that. So, first thing that I will say is I don't like this whole culture of people promoting things that they don't own or they don't have, because I feel like that kind of creates this peer pressure where everyone feels like they need to have certain things to be seen as, I don't know, stylish. It's like that whole, what's that series by Unknown Vlogs, How Much Your Outfit Worth? I think things like that kind of promote this idea that if you don't have specific pieces, you can't be stylish. And that pressure kind of leads people to making really, really bad financial decisions, in my personal opinion. So on Instagram, there are people who have all this Margiela, but they can't pay their rent, they can't pay their bills. So when you see stuff on Instagram, you should just take all that stuff with a grain of salt. A lot of people, a lot of influencers I know, that they wear their friend's stuff and say it's theirs. And I'm not talking about Ken Ijima, by the way, if anyone knows what happened with that. I'm talking about like other people I know who wear their friend's stuff or borrow their friend's stuff for fit pictures, and kind of have this thing where they act like they own all these clothes, but most of it isn't theirs. And that's why I really don't post a lot of fit pictures, because me personally, I'm building a wardrobe. So I don't buy clothes very frequently. I buy clothes maybe once every 6 months. And every time I buy stuff, it has to fit in with my wardrobe. And kind of, because I want to make a whole cohesive closet. So if I was to truly do a recent pickups video, it would just be once every 6 months, which is boring. So I just thought I might as well not do that. And in terms of fit pictures, I wear my clothes for myself. And I feel like the problem I have with a lot of fit pictures and a lot of influencers who do the whole fit picture thing is they wear outfits that they don't wear day to day. So it's not a good representation of how they actually dress. So by someone's Instagram, you're gonna think, oh, they dress so good, they dress so experimental, but day to day, they just wear basic stuff, and all that stuff is like performative for social media. So once again, I don't really care about stuff like that. If I'm gonna wear a nice outfit, I'm gonna wear it for me. I don't really wear clothes for approval from other people to get likes and all that sort of stuff. I'm not trying to be big on Instagram, which is why I don't really post fit pictures. Obviously, I'll post a fit picture from time to time because people are like, we want to see how you dress. You talk about fashion all the time, which is fair enough, but I don't really care about that stuff. I'll just be the first to say it. Like, I really don't care about all that fit picture stuff. So when it comes to clothing, I'm mainly talking about this for like younger people who can be really impressionable when it comes to all this fashion stuff. So of course, there are cheaper ways to buy clothing that I normally use, like Grailed, Yahoo Japan, auctions, Depop. You can thrift stuff. There's so many different ways to go on the secondhand market. And then of course, you can look for different sales. If you live somewhere like London, or maybe a big city like, I don't know, New York, there'll be a lot of sample sales by brands where you can buy things at crazy discounts. There's also a well-known Antwerp sample sale that happens a few times a year. But in general, what I'm trying to say today is that people should really try not to make really horrific financial decisions, because I've seen a lot of young kids who are growing up, and some of my family members are kind of in this, the ones that are into fashion, and they just spend all their money on clothes and they never have any money and they're always broke. That is not smart financially. You always have to have some sort of savings, because you never know what's going to happen. You might find yourself in an emergency, and then now you're selling your Yohji Yamamoto that you bought for 1,000 for 200 because you're desperate for this money. So I wouldn't advise spending all your money on clothing. For a good representation, I'd say you should only really be spending around 10 to 30% of your total income on like frivolous things like clothes, for example. So someone like me, another reason why I don't buy a lot of clothes is because I'm not rich. So considering I live in London, I have to pay bills, I have a lot of things to pay for. All things considered, at the end of the month, I don't really have that much money to spend on clothes anyway. So I try to just save my money, because if we're talking about finances, you want your money to multiply. So if I have, let's just say I have £5,000, it's really dumb to have £5,000 and then spend £5,000 and then always be broke. It's actually a lot smarter to get this £5,000, make a business, invest it into something. Like, for example, I'm launching my magazine soon. I'm gonna like release some merch with the magazine and stuff like that. So I'm gonna probably invest my 5,000 into that magazine, making merch. Then I'm going to come up with a business plan to maybe where I can hopefully multiply that money. And say it multiplies, this is just hypotheticals of course, but say it multiplies to 30,000. It makes more sense to have 5,000, invest it, make 30,000, then spend 5,000 on clothes. Then you've got 25,000 left. Then you multiply 25,000 to 50,000, spend 5,000 on clothes, 45,000, make it grow to 70,000. It's so much smarter, because that way you always have money, you always have cash flow. You're never spending a huge amount of all the money you own on just clothes. And it's just so much smarter. And I feel like for a lot of kids who are younger, I've seen so many kids go into financial issues because of this fashion stuff, where they feel like they need to have Margiela and Rick Owens, otherwise they're not be seen as cool. Honestly, you don't have to own all this expensive stuff to be into fashion. I mean, I wear the same outfit. Well, obviously I'm wearing a brown t-shirt now. I wear the same outfit in every single video. I wear this A Cold War hat and I wear a black t-shirt, and I've done it deliberately. I've talked about it on live streams. My wardrobe is literally there, it's full of clothes. But the reason why I wear the same outfit every single video is so that people focus on what I'm saying and not what I'm wearing. Because if I wear all this like Rick Owens or, I don't know, Issey Miyake, Isabel Benedetto, all that stuff, I feel like the focus is going to be too much on like what does he wear, how does he dress. And I'm a journalist. I don't really want people to care about what I wear. It's irrelevant. I want people to think about what I'm talking about, the ideas that I'm bringing forth to the audience. So yeah, that's literally just something I wanted to say, because I don't know, a lot of kids are really, and rightfully so, because all the influencers are like, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, buy this. So everyone thinks they need to buy all this stuff to be accepted in fashion or to seem cool, but I don't think you should put yourself in debt just because of clothes. Like clothes, we love clothes, but they're not important enough for you to put yourself in debt over them. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Mainly I want people to discuss in the comments what they think about this and just finances in general. But yeah, comment down below your thoughts. Of course, you guys can subscribe to my Patreon. The link is in the description below. And on that note, I'll be back with another video really soon.